Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm back here at Ciocca Kia in Ewing, New Jersey. Check out a brand new 2023 Kia Forte LXS. So let's dig in. All right, front end of this Forte LXS. The color here is currant red, which is an additional cost color. We have that tiger nose grille, Kia badge on top, functionality top and bottom, functional side air curtains, which is a nice touch, and standard projector beam lighting for your headlights, directionals, and daytime running lamps. All right, wheel and tire setup on this Forte LXS. We have a 16-inch wheel, gloss black, silver accents, standard brake and rotor package, tire size 205 on the width, 55 series sidewall, 16s, all four corners, all season tires. Car is front wheel drive. Here we are with the full side profile on this Forte LXS. All the same color here in this currant red. I think it's a nice color on this car. It's the same shape as the other Fortes we've done, the Forte GT line, the Forte GT. So it's a very attractive shape, and the LXS price point is also a great price point to get you into a compact sedan with a good amount of interior space. Moving in closer, we're color matched on the side view mirrors, color matched on the front and rear door handle, left side fuel filler cap. Up top, we have a gloss black antenna against the red paint. Not so much sure I like that. And then this car does not have a sunroof. All right, rear end of the Forte. Got the Kia badge in the middle, that nice little trunk lid that kicks up, which I like. The Forte badge on the left. We have standard lighting in the back, as well as standard directionals on the bottom bumper of the car. We do have that fake venting that goes across for the exhausts, which it doesn't look all that great. Probably would have been better to smooth it out. And then our exhaust is tucked up underneath on the right side on this Forte LXS. All right, we're under the hood of this 2023 Forte LXS. And what are we looking at? We got a 2-liter naturally aspirated inline 4-cylinder engine mated to a CVT transmission. 147 horsepower, 132 pound-feet of torque, MPGs, 28 in the city, 39 on the highway, 32 combined. The engine's minimum octane rating is 87, so you can run this on regular unleaded gas. All right, we are inside this 2023 Forte LXS. And before we get started with a more brief interior review, since this interior is pretty much the same as the other 2023 Fortes we've done, except for maybe some use of materials, you're going to want to know how much this costs. Well, MSRP, the way this one is optioned, $21,645. Now, this is why I mentioned that this in the Rio review that we did. Because the Rio, once you put the technology package on, is about the same price as this car that we're sitting in. So a lot of people are choosing this one over a Rio S. That's why you don't see many on dealer lots. So let's take a look at this and see if this is the one to buy over that Rio S. All right, footbox, rubberized dead pedal brake and accelerator, all-weather floor mats. The carpeted ones are in the trunk. There's our trunk release and fuel filler release right there on the floor. We have manual seats for the driver and front passenger. Cloth interior, white cross stitch, looks nice, nice bolstering. Door panel. Over there we have a hard plastic up top. I like that brushed aluminum around the door handle rather than gloss black. We're flat black on the switch gear. And the armrest is nice and soft for a base level car. All right, infotainment system. We have the base level infotainment system. This is the Kia 8-inch infotainment system without navigation built in. That'll have to come through your phone, but there is wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. Here are manual controls as well. 4-way hazards, heat and air vents, standard AC and heat, no climate control. Down below we have two 12 volts and a USB-A, a little tray here for snacks. No wireless charging in the LXS. Gear shift to go through the CVT. Here are our drive modes. Just 3 drive modes we'll show you when we hit the dashboard. We have 2 cup holders, and we have a manual emergency brake, center armrest, a little bit hard, and some storage inside, but no connectivity. Backup camera time, put it into reverse. There you go, takes up the whole screen. Nice and clear with trajectory on the backup camera, so not bad for a base unit. Kia key fob, here you go. We have lock, unlock, press and hold to pop the trunk. We have our panic button, no remote start, and a standard key that goes into the ignition barrel right over here. And you just put it in and then turn it to start it. No push button start in the base LXS. All right, the steering wheel in this LXS Forte is soft touch with nice 10 and 2 notches. Kia badge in the middle, some silver trim down below, which I like. Some gloss black around the switchgear, but flat black on the switches. Telephone voice command on the left. Cruise control and safety suite controls on the right. The stalks right here, we have our controls for our headlights. On the right, we have our controls for our windshield wipers. And down here, brightening in the dash, traction control off. As we move into the dash, we have that analog and digital combo analog gauges for your speedometer, tachometer, fuel level, and coolant temperature. And then you have the little 4-inch display in the middle that's going to give you your gas mileage, tire pressures, those sorts of things. And then if we hit our drive mode button, as you can see, we're going to be having Sport, Smart, which is a combination of normal and sport, and normal. We'll leave it in sport for today's drive, but that's about all you get. Not surprising in a base model trim. Overhead console, non-LED lighting. If you want the lights to come on and go on and off when you open and close the door, this needs to be set in the middle. And when you open the door, the lights will come on. When you close the door, the lights will go off. We have sun visor, vanity, pull it off. Will the lids slide back? No sliding action on this one in the Forte. All right, we are in the back of the Forte, and I have about the same amount of room as I have had in the other Forte models, which I will put a review of the last Forte I did at the end of this one to give you a true picture of the back. But there's plenty of knee space right here for me. There aren't any pockets behind either one of the seats. There's no heat and air vents or connectivity in the back, and there is no armrest in the back either. The door panels, again, all hard plastic, but I do like this brushed aluminum look. The switchgear and the armrests aren't as soft as the front. So it is pretty Spartan in the back of this 2023 Forte LXS, but it's right on par with what we saw in the back of the Rio. Pop in the trunk, come right here, pull that switch, up goes the trunk, you can close the front door. We come to the back, trunk's already up, and a nice large trunk area for some nice large bags. We have the all-season cargo mat. Here are the carpeted floor mats that I talked about earlier, and then we have our releases to pull the rear seats down and fold them flat so you get even more room. So I'll give you a quick demo of that. Pull those two out, come around to the back. You can pull the seat forward, 60-40 split on the seats, 60 on the right, 40 on the left. Pull this one down, fold that flat, and now you have a lot more space. You do have a kick up, and it's not as tall in the opening, but there is a lot more space for longer items if you need to put some in the trunk. So nice use of space again here in the small sedan. Bye. All right, here's the window sticker for this 2023 Kia Forte LXS. The only options we have on this car are the current red paint, an extra $295, carpeted floor mats, an extra $155. The cargo net is an extra $50, and the wheel locks are an extra $60. So that is it. It's a fairly base car, but feel free to stop it, take a look at everything that's in this Forte, and now let's take it out for a spin. All right, we are in this little Forte LXS, and we're off and out of the dealership. So we're going to give you a little sample. This has got the same powertrain as you see in every other Forte except for the GT, which has the turbocharged power. But if we're comparing this on whether you should buy a Rio S with the technology package, which is how you should buy it, and this Forte base, Has the same technology package, except for the LED lighting, that you would get with the Rio S technology package, but it also has more horsepower, right? Because we're looking at 121 roughly, I think it was, in the Rio S with the naturally aspirated 1.6. Here we have a naturally aspirated 2-liter where you're making 147. So it does have more horsepower. Now, the Rio S was a 5-door, but it was also smaller than this car. So sedan-wise, this car has just as much storage room as that Rio S hatchback did, because this car is bigger. The options are pretty much the same. Because it's a base model, there's not a lot in here, but you do get that wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, which I do like. And you don't get any climate control, and that's fine, because we're at $21,600 roughly. So overall, this Forte drives just like you would see the GT line drive, because it's got the same powertrain in it. It's got a nice smooth pickup because it's naturally aspirated, so you get that nice linear torque delivery from this CVT. The CVT is very smooth the way it shifts. It is very quiet. This car is going to get you some really good gas mileage, averaging about 32 miles per gallon in combined driving. So that delivers pretty good value and helps you stretch that dollar. So you can see why when people come in and they're comparing the cars, that for the most part they're going with Forte LXS over Rio S, just because it is a more substantial car, and it gets you nearly the same gas mileage with more horsepower and just the same amount of room for storage, even though this is sedan and the Rio S is a hatch. But you can also get Rio S in a sedan as well, so you can do it either way. But the hatchback, the 5-door, seems to be the most popular one that Kia is actually building and sending to dealers. Unlike Rio S, which most of them are marked for fleet sales, the Fortes, most of them are marked for retail sales. I like the way it drives. I like the visibility in here is nice. It's not crazy, loud. You do get some tire noise from the road, because there isn't as much sound deadening in here as you would have in a more expensive car. I don't get a lot of wind noise, but then again, I'm just driving around the back roads here in Ewing, so I'm not going to be up on the highway in this car for this drive today due to the lack of gasoline that's in the car. But overall, if you're looking for an economical car, you don't want to spend very much money, or you don't have a lot of money to spend on a car, $21,600 is a pretty compelling price point for what you get in this Forte LXS. It is a nice driving car. The steering is responsive. There's no creaks, there's no rattles, there's no vibrations buzzing around you. So it's well put together. You have a really nice drive. The suspension is well damped. It's not, we're in sport now, so it is a little bit firmer. If I go to put it back into normal, then it softens it up a little bit and it feels a bit softer and not so firm. But it is a small car. It is very light on its feet, and that's why it's a great platform for them to build the GT on, based on the Forte, because of that light on its feet platform. So now we're going to do a quick brake test. So we're up to speed on this road at 40. Nobody's behind us. So 3, 2, 1. Nice stop. It didn't lock up the brakes at all. And nice and linear, no pull of the wheel either way. And now we keep cruising down the road, no problem. So very, very nicely done. The other thing too in this Forte that I didn't mention is you get 4-wheel disc brakes. The Rio S, if you don't get the technology package, is front disc, rear drum. So you're going to get better stopping power in this car. Now, obviously, if you do the technology package in the Rio S, then you get the 4-wheel discs and then you'll be in much better shape, which like I said, would recommend, because rear drum brakes in 2023 should be non-existent. But overall, a nice, smooth ride, well handling, well put together for a car. And considering the average car, new car in the United States, costs around 45 grand at 21.6, that's half that. And you have a pretty nice car to run around town in and get yourself to and from work in, or to and from the train, or wherever you need to go. But thank you all for watching today. I want to thank Ciocca Kia and Ewing for providing the channel access to this car for a review today. I want to thank all of you for watching. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Please also consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell so you never miss another Shabby's Rides video. And I'll see all of you on the rebound. Take care, everyone. All right, we're back at the dealership, and we averaged on a 4.6 mile drive just now 36 miles to the gallon. So that's not bad. Around town driving, they were telling you city was going to be high 20s. We're at 36. So again, we are exceeding the federal estimate with this engine and driveline in this Forte. Just something to keep in mind if you're looking at something to save you some money on gas.